Thank you, Mr President. I seek leave to make a brief explanation before addressing a question without notice to the Attorney-General and the Minister for Aboriginal Affairs on the topic of homelessness.
Is leave granted? Leave is granted.
Yesterday, the Australian Bureau of Statistics census data on homelessness was released, which demonstrated that homelessness in South Australia increased by 1,200 people between the years of 2016 and 2021. The data from the 2021 census shows that First Nations people are overrepresented, comprising 20.4% of homeless people, while making up 3.8% of the population in South Australia. South Australia is the state with the third highest rate of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people experiencing homelessness. My question to the Minister for Aboriginal Affairs, therefore, is what is the government doing to prevent homelessness in South Australia, and in particular, what is it doing to reduce the number of First Nations people who experience homelessness in our state?
Call the Attorney-General.
I thank the honourable member for his very important question, and I did see it reported that the figures from the last census comparing from 2016 to a snapshot in time 5 years afterwards in 2021 were released with some concerning figures in relation to homelessness. And so certainly it is the case that so much of how we interact with society and how we thrive in society stems from homelessness. It's one of those sort of foundational tenant needs without which many of the other areas that we see people face disadvantage, and particularly Aboriginal people face disadvantage, stems from, whether it be health, education, life expectancy, economic participation. Without that sort of foundational need catered for in terms of a place to live, and it is difficult in so many other areas, sir. In terms of specific programs to counter homelessness, I will have to refer the substance of that on to the Minister for Human Services, the Honourable Nat Cook, in another place. But I do know that there have been some slight improvements in some areas. I know that in the Closing the Gap report that was only handed down recently, sir, one of the areas that is looked at, I think it's outcome area 9, the proportion of Aboriginal people in South Australia living in appropriately sized housing was one of the areas South Australia made improvements in. It doesn't mean that there's not a long way to go and we don't need to do more, but that is one area where there was an improvement from the last Closing the Gap report, sir. But in relation to, and I know some of the many programs, and I know that there are quite a number that the Honourable Nat Cook, the Minister for Human Services, put in place. I will talk to her and bring a reply for the Honourable Member.